Why propagate something that we know isn't real? And that's a whole other issue. When we get to religions, I really want to share with you what I've been told. Okay, this continues. Since the removal of conditions by density technology, your evolution is going to a faster pace. I think you say than before. We have had to raise the frequency of your planet to move change and enlightenment along. Such a broad word you use, this word enlightenment. It was necessary. This also means great tests of tolerance in situations will be needed by your races. The most important of these tolerances will be caused by delusionary discriminations between your peoples. And folks, this is happening all over the planet, and it's such crap. At the present moment, your races are carrying in your DNA genetics the influences of 1,000 centuries. As you count rotations, that's, 1 year. Both the positive and negative aspects. Please understand we are trying to prepare your races for advanced maturity. At present, many transfers occur in your planet from many different cultures and planes. Each member of the races on and in your planet will naturally exhibit their own mentality. They do and will contradict your habitual cultures. They're very specific about the words they use. In fact, I don't even know how they got some of this, because I didn't even know some of these phrases. It's like pull it right out of my head, and I don't even know it's there. Please do not forget that we have told you about mental conflicts, that they cause each to go through tests of maturity. We determine your mentalities through the impulse signals we receive from your race's chains of thoughts. Now the selection of man or woman and the situations they transcend are much more difficult, because their preparation of the future is in accordance with their level of consciousness. Alex, you cannot help all your races. Each member of your races will feel their essence in the balancing of positive and negative as they have done, and it will be weighed in their own consciousness. Those who prepare and invest will be prepared for the evolution to another density. The continuance of your planet, the continents of your planet is changing very quickly. Please don't confuse our compassion for your races with a love for your planet. Please understand that they are separate with our race. We are neither pleased with your world's riches nor dismayed by its poverty. We came to here to assist in the period of sincerity, the clarifying of the original intent in all of us in this Vadya. The Vadya is a tone that they use, and that particular tone means holograph. They've always referred to all of this as a holograph. Because of lineage to your races, we have returned to you. Your world is a place of veiled consciousness. In order to be embodied in physicalness, all frequencies should be assembled in a whole intent. The very distresses, the many anxieties are the result of conflict with the limitless awareness in your races. This is the reason why your planet races cannot attain your own selves, and yet you desire to possess everything. The reflections of your evolutionary state of physicality cause your races not to live comfortably on your planet. Your present religions cause your races to unify your physical bodies with your abstract egos. You call this progress. We do not. Stop looking to your physicality to bring you enlightenment. Your bodies are the effect of the cause, which is intent, moved by emotion, which creates physicality. This is their perspective. During previous past times in your third density, education of the soul took many incarnations of life and death of the physical body. Situations and reincarnations would reflect the system, it appears. All beings would transcend your physicalness in accordance with the degree of consciousness attained. Since it appears that your races, having no concept of the law of consistency, became very fragmented in extremes, religions became divisions of beliefs, and conflicts among your races took place. The worship of belief systems and idolatry came into existence. Reincarnations have become history, and by this means your races, Alex, and others than yours, have a probability of directly attaining your full essences. The reason for telling you this in all clarity is to free you of the conflicts and contradictions, so your races can attain the truth as soon as possible. So don't ask us about yourself. Ask about yourself to your own self. If your races cannot attain the truth and cannot be unified with your original intent, we will not be able to be in touch with your planet races. Since the ego consciousness in your races still goes on, and since you cannot break the denial of your inner self, your races become detrimental to the planet and to your planetary system. At this moment, there are many beings who cannot attain genuine respect for self and self-awareness in our galaxy. They as well are being kept under control. Their evolutions are being made in an indirect way. Your races have also been persecuted and manipulated by other galactic races from planetary systems, negatively charged other than your own. I'm glad you got that. Since during your different past time periods, they have tried to prove to your ancestors their own technical power. Fear has been created in your races. We have returned to convey the truth, to erase these fears. Since your planet is the site of both the most primitive and most high maturity, it is very full of contradictions. Your religions, which have helped many to evolve, have not been released. Your races have refused to let go of a system of beliefs that have not serviced your planet for the last 453 rotations of your star. By freeing you of this, and with the use of common sense, we hope your races will attain your own selves and become fully independent, be at one. Okay. In their perspective, and you know, that's what it is. It's obvious that there's just not one truth, there's many truths. The one truth is that we all exist, that we know, okay? That we all have an essence that is undefinable, that is truly eternal. Absolutely is an ozone crisis. Why is this happening? Because a group of beings who are Terrans, who are Earth beings, have been made a promise by a group of extraterrestrials that have Orion belief systems that if they will get rid of some of the races on the planet, that the extraterrestrials will use their technology and restore the Earth to its original state. Okay? Some of that genocide was to be done by viruses. And as most of you know, the AIDS virus was created. And there are others that are coming, anthrax and the bubonic plague. You know, all of these things are coming back new and improved, I'm afraid to say, because there's some really, truly crazy people that are in positions of power on our planet. Many of them go back and forth from our planet to the moon. Now, was a moving of the planet from its original orbit. That's what caused it. Okay, we're talking about huge motherships that just tag on, took a little chain to the planet and just move it. Okay, they have this technology, but that's what it is, it's technology. Okay, apparently we can do these things with our own minds if we're disciplined enough and we're clearly focused on our intent. And we're talking with Jay-Z, that is exactly what Rafa apparently has been teaching you. Okay, to remember who we we originally were before we fell into time and fell into physicality. So I will read this. In your linear time of third density measurement of 439,231 rotations ago, war on a grave scale occurred in your solar system. This aggression occurred against those on your worlds that included not only you Terrans, but also those of Nibiru. This invasion of your system by Orion was led by a queen named Suti. This war was destructive on many levels and frequencies of physicality. We will focus tonight on your Terran physical form. It matters little to those who hear you, Alex, who do not listen. Please share this regardless of any emotional return to you in challenge. When your science truly removes their bigotry, they will discover of the wisdom of it. The last grave conflict was very harmful to your physical form. Many weapons of destruction, many of atom splitting have been used, which means nuclear weapons. This is the reason for most of your Terran skin tones. We shall explain. Orion was and is most interested in the females of your race because of the procreation, reproductive, and genetic strengths. We want to share the fact that much of your Terran history has been misleading in its truth by those who eventually conquered in control of your solar system. Nibiru won, but only a short battle, before they and other outposts were forced to leave your solar system because of genetic damage. Your original races were green-skinned. This we know because of large copper traces in your Terran 22 blood types. Also, the pituitary and thyroid were fully functional. The genetic damage to these organs was caused by radioactivity in air and all things of contact. The air was like this for a long time. It caused the genetic memory of these organs to be closed and almost atrophied. Your world experienced drastic changes in climate and massive magnetic fluctuations. Your different skin tones, races, are a result of an edema damage to your blood. It was then necessary for survival to create self-sufficient and contained environmental habitats, both above and below the Earth. Now, folks, this is what the Garden of Eden was. It was an artificially created environmental habitat. Okay, it's like like what Richard Holtman's been talking about. You know, you take a dome city, you build the stone, and then you terraform it underneath it. It's exactly what these were. Let's see, where was I? Much of the fossilization of your Terran remnants is caused by this radiation of your planet. Your system contained 3 suns at the time. Only 2 remain. I'll read that again. Your system contained 3 suns at the time. Only 2 remain. Write it down, it's a question. Your physicality in its original form contained a great balance of zinc, copper, magnesium, and iron. Your true blood color was green, like your chlorophyll. Some, we have discovered, even had a gold tint in it. As such, your physicality could survive in a high carbon dioxide atmosphere. Because of this skin color, the only stars in your system that affected your physical form were in the color spectrum of orange, red, blue, and green. Now think about that. Okay? If you picture in your mind everything's a holograph, okay, which is a group of frequencies. Because of this skin color green, the only stars in your system that affected your physical form were in the color spectrum of orange, red, blue, and green. Many of your Terran races were stranded on the surface. The genetic changes were the result of radiation damage. Your race went from green to red to yellow to black to white. Let's run this again. Your race, skin color went from green to red, it's the Native Americans, the Egyptians, and the Mayans, to yellow, which are Eurasians, to black, which are African and Afro-Americans, to white. Your white races were then considered to be genetically the weakest. Puts a whole new light on prejudices, doesn't it? I know the Nazis aren't happy about this. It's just as well I don't like them anyway.
You've taken your first step into a larger world.